Welcome back to Curl Up with Jamie. This is the strategy series, and on this episode, we are talking about how to play with the hammer. So first of all, most important part, what is the hammer? Hammer means that you have the last rock advantage. That means that you are going to be the last team that is going to throw the rock before you count the score of that end. One of the most important things that you want to keep in mind is that when you have the hammer, you want to make sure that you keep the 4-foot area open. That's this area here down the center line. Why do you want to keep this area open? Well, when you have the hammer, you want to make sure that you can take advantage of it. So if you get into a little bit of trouble, you want to keep this 4-foot area open so that on your skip's last rock, they can always draw to the 4-foot to score their 1 point and kind of save the end that way. So how do you do this? Well, with your lead's rocks, you want to try to position them away from the center line. You want to take advantage of corner guards and drawing around them. The idea here is that you're bringing the play away from the center line, so you're keeping it open for your skip's last rock, if you need it. As I mentioned in Strategy 101, there are 3 general strategy approaches that you can use: offensive, defensive, and probing. So we're going to be discussing these 3 strategies and how to use them with the hammer. So starting off with the probing strategy, is kind of floating back and forth between the offensive and the defensive strategy depending on how the end or the game plays out. Now moving on to the defensive strategy. If you're using a defensive strategy with the hammer, that probably means that you're leading in the score by a lot, so you want to keep the game really simple, just get rid of all the rocks in play so that you can maintain your lead. Or you might be playing a team that is slightly better than you, in your opinion. And you would do this because you want to kind of level the playing field, making both teams play those open shots, those open hits. It levels the playing field, makes everything a little bit simpler, and you can kind of stay in the game with them a little bit longer. So you're going to be avoiding the shots like the guard and the come around, and instead you're going to be playing more so the open hits. This is good as long as you're okay with probably a low scoring game. The odds of you scoring a big end aren't very high because there just aren't going to be that many rocks in play. And last but not least, when you're using the offensive strategy with the hammer, this means that you are being really aggressive, you're really trying to generate those points, probably because you're down in the score and you're trying to catch up, or you feel that you're better than your opposition, so you really want to capitalize on that and get ahead in the score. A team using this strategy might be a little bit more comfortable with the finesse shots like the guards, the come-arounds, and the freezes, and they're probably comfortable taking on a little bit of that extra risk. Having all those rocks in play is a little bit risky. You might at some point give up a steal, but you might also generate a lot of points. If your rocks are the rocks that are in the house, then you can score multiples with that. So here's an example of how that can play out. Let's say that you're being really offensive, you're being aggressive, you're down by 4 points and you have the hammer, so you really want to get a big end here and catch up and get back into the game. So with your lead's rocks, you can toss up some corner guards. If you're down by a lot, probably 2 corner guards would be ideal. You want to, depending on the ice, but you want to place them somewhere here between the house and the hog line. And you also want to, if you're going to throw up 2 corner guards, you want to try to keep them as even as possible so that your opposition doesn't have a double peel. If your rocks are staggered like this, then the other team can come and get rid of both of them with 1 rock, and that's never fun. So try to place them as even as possible so that shot isn't there. So in general, that's how you might play an end when you have the hammer. The strategy approaches are up to you and up to your team. Whatever is going to work best for you guys, just make sure that everyone on the team is on the same page. Alright? Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time on Curl Up with Jamie.